How's it going, everyone? My name is Lionel, and welcome to Duality. This is something I've been looking forward to for a while. Like, both of these guys, I gotta say, both of them are straight up a vibe. Anyway, let's get right into it, shall we? Shoot, shoot, shoot! Why did it need to start pouring now, on the very day that you didn't have enough money for a taxi? You run as fast as you can, using your arms as a very poor shield against the vicious rain. It's like the sea is being emptied over your head. This isn't going to work. You're getting soaked. You're going to have to find shelter and wait until the rain stops if you don't want to catch a cold. The flower shop ahead of you is displaying a very obvious open sign on its window. That will do. You push the door open and rush inside. The pleasant smell of flower perfume hits you as you let the door close behind you and pat at your wet hair. Yeah, it's already drenched, but you still have one layer of clothing beneath your coat that remains dry. A small sigh escapes you as you looked around. A large variety of plants surround you, from colorful roses to potted little succulents. At least you ended up in a nice shop. Pretty bad weather for today, yeah? Your attention shifts to the register a little further ahead. A boy with blonde hair is standing behind it. He gives you a shy little smile. Oh, hi. Yeah, sorry for bursting in like that. I was just trying to find some shelter. It's really no trouble. Feel free to look around while you're here. His smile becomes a little wider, more suitable for customer service. Now that you're taking a good look at him, he's pretty cute. Or you don't care much for his looks. He is pretty cute, so hey! You begin to scan the flowers on display. The arrangements aren't half bad. Some of them you haven't seen anywhere else. You'd often walk past this place on your way to work, but you never took the time to come inside. That's a shame, because this place is beautiful, and the cashier is much more beautiful. Perhaps it wouldn't hurt to get a small potted plant. It could liven your apartment a little. Hey, you glance at the employee's chest where his name is displayed. Keith, I might get a potted plant, but I'm not sure what to pick. Have you got any recommendations? Something that won't die easily? His eyes light up immediately. Of course, a few good options will be succulents such as aloe vera. Peace lilies are also nice if you want something a little less spiky, and spider plants are another popular option for beginners. He points to each plant as he speaks their name. Then he proceeds to explain how to take care of them. If he looked a little timid before, all of that was now gone. You knew employees were supposed to be kind and helpful, but Keith seemed genuinely passionate about the subject. He practically radiated happiness when he spoke about plants. Man, I'm going for the peace lily, that's for sure. You tell Keith your choice, and he happily nods in agreement. Have you had trouble taking care of plants before? I could give you tips on other species too if you like. Yeah, a little bit. Thanks for the offer. I'll just look after this one for now, but if it's a success, I'll come by for more. My place does look a bit dull without any plants. By the time you pay for a plant, the rain has stopped. That's convenient. Keith hands you your new plant, and you're about to turn and leave. You know what? I'm gonna ask for his number. Before you do, you decide you could try your luck with the cute florist. Hey, this might sound kinda sudden, but just don't feel pressured to agree or anything. Can I have your number? A small blush spreads over his cheeks. It makes him look even more adorable. Oh, I'm flattered. His expression turns from flustered to sad as he avoids your gaze. Don't take this the wrong way. I think you're very good looking and you seem like a nice person, but having my number wouldn't be a very good idea. That's a weird way to reject someone. It's a little disheartening, but you don't want to pressure him. Yeah, well, that's fine then. Thanks for the help with the plants and have a nice day. You offer him a smile to let him know you weren't mad and you won't hold a grudge. The timid smile from before returns to his face. You too. You don't waste any more time in case the rain starts again. Better get home fast. As you exit the shop, you suddenly feel a chill spread through your body. Is it because your hair got soaked? No, you feel odd. Through the shop's windows, you see Keith. He's staring right back at you, but something about him is different from before. His smile isn't there, and his eyes look off somehow. Maybe you're just imagining things. It's a little far to properly see his expression. He was very sweet to you earlier. You shouldn't think ill of him like this. You shake away the thoughts and continue your walk home. The next day, you're headed to work on the same route you always take. The sky is dull gray, and the air is chilly, which makes you glad you dressed a little warmer this morning. Perhaps that's why the streets are so empty. This time, you made sure to take an umbrella with you. You stop at a crosswalk, waiting for the green light. As you do so, you notice someone on the other side of the street. Normally, you wouldn't pay the stranger any mind, but something catches your eye. Does he have blue spots on his face? Is it bruises? Or perhaps makeup? They look a little bit too bright to be bruises. The light turns green and you begin to cross the road. So does the other person. As he grows closer, you find yourself unable to look away. The blue spots aren't the only usual thing about him. His eyes are large, frozen in sort of a widened look. One side of his mouth stretches up his cheek in a squiggly line, creating an unnerving smirk. His eyebrows are curved upwards as if he were in pain. He notices you staring and grins as the two of you pass by each other. You could swear you could see sharp teeth for a split second. A familiar chill runs down your spine. Just a cosplayer, you tell yourself. A very convincing one. Strangely enough, you can't help but feel like you've seen him before. Is that Keith? That's odd. Someone with a face like that wouldn't be easy to forget. Maybe you've seen him somewhere without all that makeup. You eventually arrive at your workplace and forget all about the strange person for the rest of the day, choosing to focus on your work instead. It's not a very eventful day. You received a few calls, but nothing too stressful or complicated. Your annoying colleague, Jacob, who works at the desk near yours, goes on and on about some party he wanted you to attend and why you should have. You try to tune him out and enjoy the slow day. Several hours later, you're standing in the elevator, tired and ready to head home for a well-deserved rest. You say goodbye to a few coworkers on your way out. As you exit the building, you find someone leaning against the wall by the entrance, arms crossed. It's the guy you saw at the crosswalk. The grin he gives you is just as creepy as the one from earlier today. Did he follow you to work? How long has he been standing there waiting? He's looking at you as if he's expecting something. Can I help you? Sure, you can. You can give me your number. Yeah, okay. You pull out a pen. Is it okay if I write it on the back of your hand? His smirk fades as he looks at you as if you just told him you have a horse in your pocket. Wait, really? I nod. It looks like it's taking him a minute to process this. He eventually holds out his hand so you can write your number on the back of it. You notice that the blue spots are pressed on his hand as well, and the blue parts of his skin don't smudge as you touch them. Is it not paint after all? The guy stares at his hand as if pondering on what to do now. You just did it so I'd leave you be, didn't you? No. I find him very attractive. Not really attractive, very attractive. Like, have you seen all the guys I've simmed to, or all the things I've simmed to? Like, holy hell. I think you look cool. Your boldness only stuns him further. Since it doesn't seem like there'll be any further interaction between the two of you, you leave him to his disbelief and continue to walk home. There's no sign of him for the rest of the way. You get home and lock your door. The apartment is just as you left it, except for one small detail. You notice a slight breeze as you take off your coat. That's odd. All the windows are supposed to be closed. A knot forms in your throat as you begin to look around, stepping carefully in case something might jump out at you from the darkness. As you turn the corner, dread spreads across your body. The light in your kitchen is on and the door is cracked open. Did they at least make dinner? You consider grabbing a weapon, but you don't really own anything that could serve as such, other than knives in the kitchen, that is. A part of you tells you that you might have forgotten to turn off the lights when you left. Don't panic just yet. You begin to take a few more careful steps towards the kitchen and cautiously push the door open further. You find him there, the man who asked for your number, leaning against the counter, casually inspecting his nails. The window is wide open. There's something different about him this time. His entire skin has become blue, and the squiggly lines now stretch from both sides of his mouth. The dark, blue eyes have become purple. Welcome home, Lionel. There's something incredibly deranged in his gaze. He pushes himself off the counter. You're about to take a step back, but you barely manage to move a foot before the guy is suddenly right in front of you. He slams you against the wall, pinning you in place. His entire face is twitching horribly. Well, hello there, stranger. I didn't know you were gonna be this forward. Oh, what are we gonna do right here, right now in the kitchen? Oh my. You like me, right? You said so. There's so much excitement in his voice. Ah, but you also like him. What are you talking about? Let go! You try to struggle. His grip tightens. It's hurting you. It's not fair, Lionel. You even know his name. You never bothered to ask mine. Twitch, twitch. Why did you ask for his number and then gave me yours? Are you some kind of player? You're cut off by his frustrated groan. He won't shut up. He won't shut up! He clenches his teeth as his hands press further against your shoulders. It hurts real bad. If he keeps this up, you might just sploosh. He's gonna break your shoulders. Twitch, twitch, twitch. His face begins to change. The eyes shrink down. The mouth reverts to a normal shape. The skin turns rosy. You're shocked to see the florist you met yesterday take the place of the thing from before. Keith? Keith looks almost giddy. His smile is no longer deranged than that of the blue-skinned guy. He lets out a giggle. One that sends shivers down your entire body. You don't feel any less threatened. You don't mind this, Lionel, do you? We waited so long for someone like you. You can't tell what's happening right now. Is it some kind of nightmare? What do you mean some kind of nightmare? This is hot! What you're witnessing shouldn't be possible in reality. I don't care! This is what I'm into! They always leave me, but you're going to stay, because you like us both. You try to break free again, but the arms holding you in place won't budge. Looking down at them, you notice his hands are still blue. It has Keith's face, but that thing from before is still holding you in place. Well, what do you want? Stay with me. Twitch. One side of his mouth begins to stretch open. It goes up and up until it stops right below his eyes. Blue spots start to reappear like bruises left by invisible punches. Stay with me. The right eye is whining again. Twitch, twitch. You're not sure which one is talking anymore. Stay with us. The voices become uneven. At parts, you can hear Keith's voice somewhere at the back, and once every 2 words, the other one joins in. We'll be so happy together. We will never leave each other's side. Your legs are turning to mush. You want to scream, but no sound is coming out. Never leave us, Lionel. We'll be together until our bodies rot together in a coffin, till the world ends, until there's nothing left but dust. They laugh and pant, leaning in close to your face. The next sentence comes in a whisper. Don't close the game. Wait, what do you mean, bad end? That was a good ending for me. What are you talking about? Jeez. All right. Let's check out the other endings. All right. I guess, okay, you know what? In this route, we are just going to go for the blue guy, because obviously the blue guy is the right choice. Like, he's clearly the sane one of the two. Keith, he's very sus to me. So I don't care much of his looks. Well, to be fair, he's actually pretty cute. So, you know what? Yeah, he's cute. All right. I'm still getting a piece, Lily. All right. I'm not gonna ask for his number. It's not my time. You don't want to waste any more time in case the rain starts again. Better get home fast. All right. So you want my number? Okay, sure. Why not? I'm giving you my number. Okay. You pull out a pen. Is it okay if I write it at the back of your hand? We've gone through this before, so hey, let's see what's gonna happen when we get back home. You get home and lock your door at the apartment. It's just as you left it. Except for one small detail. It's breezy and suddenly, BAM! There's something different about him this time. His entire skin has become blue, and the squiggly lines have now stretched to form both sides of his mouth. The dark blue eyes have become purple. Welcome home, Lionel. You kinda left me without a chance to introduce myself, you know. The name's Tenebris. A pleasure to meet you. You begin to back away. He makes his move as well, stepping towards you. What's wrong? Don't worry. I won't hurt you. Why are you here? How did you get in? You try to keep it calm for now. Maybe you could make it back to the hallway and grab your phone from your coat. You just need to keep him distracted. Doesn't matter. Just wanted to talk to you some more. I'm usually not in control for a long time. Not in control? What is he talking about? Well, we know what he's talking about, but I'm gonna pretend I don't. You said you like me. You don't mind me staying for a bit, do you? I would have brought you something, but there was no time. He almost seems clueless to how abnormal the situation is. Well, you know what? Yeah, I'm gonna let him stay. You mull this over. Any sane person in this situation would call the cops on this lunatic. But hey, do I seem sane to you guys? No, I'm not. but you're not one of those sane people. Besides, he has this innocent air about him that makes you believe he genuinely means no harm. Alright, you can stay for a little, but then I'm gonna need to ask you to leave. It's late and I'm tired. Tenebris gives you a wide, creepy grin, which you assume is meant to express happiness. Oh yeah, I promise not to hang out for too long. Okay, well, make yourself comfortable, I guess. Do you want anything to drink? Tenebris takes a seat on one of the kitchen stools and nods. The grin never leaves his face. He must be really happy you allowed him to stay. You open your fridge and name a few things you have in there. After handing him a drink and getting one for yourself, you take a seat opposite of him. This is a weird first date, but I kinda like it. Tenebris's face turns a slightly darker shade of blue, and his eyes somehow became even wider than they already were. Oh, you're considering this a date? He seemed very confident before, but now he's suddenly bashful. If you don't want me to, I won't. No, I mean, yes, I do want you to. Consider it a date, that is. He bites his lip, revealing a few sharp teeth. I'm not very good at this. He can't help but let out a small laugh. It's alright. I find it endearing. He opens his mouth to say something else, but winces before any sound can come out. There's something wrong. Tenebris holds his head in his hands and groans. Sorry, I have to go. He stands up and sloppily makes his way to the window. You stand up as well. Are you sure? Let me help. You can't help. It's fine. It was nice to meet you. Before he can stop him, he jumped out the window. All he can do is stare in shock. You rush over to see if he's okay. You stick your hand out the window, just in time to spot him running down the street. This is the second floor. How did he do that? So many questions swim through your head. Was this guy even human? This was the second time he's done something impossible today. The next time you see him, you're gonna need him to do a lot of explaining. Or at least you hope to see him again, even if it's just to satiate your curiosity. Tenebris and... yeah! Alright, let's go for the Keith then, shall we? Okay, so we've given Keith our number. Now we're just gonna have to gently reject this poor man, even though I prefer Tenebris. Sorry, but I'm gonna have to say no. You hurry past him, hoping he won't follow. It doesn't seem like he does. There's no sign of him for the rest of the way. You get home and unlock the door. The apartment's just as you left it, except for one small detail. It's cold! And let's see who is in our apartment! You find him there, the man who asked for your number, leaning against the counter, casually inspecting his nails. The window is wide open. There's something different about him this time. His entire skin has become blue, and squiggly lines now stretch from both sides of his mouth. The dark blue eyes have become purple. Welcome home, Lionel. You start to back away as fear sprouts in your chest. How did he get in? And he's so fast too. You could have sworn you left him behind. What are you doing in my apartment? Just thought I'd say hi and introduce myself. You didn't really give me a chance, you know. It was kind of cold. Your back hits the wall, and you begin to feel around for the door opening. The intruder looks amused by your panic. Am I that scary looking? Don't worry. I won't do anything as long as you don't provoke me. The name's Tenebris. He pushed himself away from the counter and begins to move towards you. Stay back. Tenebris stops and frowns. You initially think it's thanks your warning, but then he brings his hands to his head and lets out a slight groan. For God's sake, not now! He holds his head in his hands and digs his fingers into his hair. Go away! You're not sure if he's talking to you or if he's just insane. Maybe both. You're about to take the opportunity to flee, but the sight before you keeps you in place. His appearance begins to change. The blue skin turns rosy, the squiggly lines revert back to normal-shaped mouths, and the eyes shrink down. By the time he lowers his hands and looks at you, he's turned into a different person, the person you've seen before. Keith? I'm sorry, this shouldn't have happened. It's all my fault. You're so stunned. You can barely form a comprehensive sentence. Are you in some kind of messed up dream? Hey, what the hell just happened? It's a bit hard to explain. He looks at you with unease. Are you going to call the police? I don't know. I probably should. I want an explanation. You have some kind of double personality? He shakes his head. No, it's more complicated than that. He's been with me since I was born. He's like a separate entity. There's no way that's possible. Well, you just saw a switch. And you still haven't had the time to process what you just witnessed. Alright, let's say I believe you. What reason do I have to not call the cops on the guy who broke into my apartment? I promise it won't happen again. It's my fault. I was tired and he's able to get full control when I'm exhausted. You stare at him for a moment. He looks genuinely guilty, and that pitiful look he's giving you is kind of convincing. But then again, would it really be a good idea to let him off so easily? I'm not gonna call the police. Honestly, a small sigh escapes you. You might be out of your mind letting this guy off the hook so easily, but for now, you're not gonna alert the authorities. Alright, I believe you. The relief on his face is immense. But this doesn't make me any less shocked. What did you mean when you said he's some kind of entity? Is he dangerous? He isn't any more dangerous than any other person. I promise. I never let him do anything bad to you. Well, is this why you didn't want to give me your number? Or it's alright, I'm not scared of him. Although Tenebris did manage to frighten you earlier by breaking in, you feel more confident now that you know a bit more about him. It's fine, he doesn't scare me that much. Keith looks at you as if you've just grown a second head. He doesn't? No, I won't go down easily. But if I feel threatened again, I'm not letting you get away with it a second time. He appears to be both scared and impressed. Yeah, of course. But I should go now. I'm still bothering you at such a late hour. I'm sorry for everything again. He's starting to make his way past you and out of the kitchen. Well, maybe I'll ask him to stay a bit longer. Would it be a problem if I ask you to stay a bit longer? Keith stops in his tracks and looks at you with wide eyes. You want me to stay? Are you sure? You nod. Only if you want to, of course. Yeah. He bursts out happily. Then a pink hue appears on his cheeks as he lets out an embarrassed chuckle. I mean, sure. He is positively adorable. Alright, great. Make yourself comfortable then. You lead him to sit in your kitchen and offer something to drink. Is this really okay? I'm kind of a stranger who broke into your home. He nervously fiddles with the glass. You sit across from him, setting your arms on the table as you face him. Well, I'm not afraid of you, and I think you're cute, so I'm giving you a second chance. Besides, it wasn't you who broke in, right? That gets him to smile in a way that he hasn't done until now. You think I'm cute? You're quite nice too. Although, normally I'd pick something a little more romantic for a first date. True, but we'll settle for a short and odd first date for now. Alright, in that case, I'd love to get to know you better. Tell me about yourself. Well... let's see. Yeah, I'm more or less an eccentric. People can consider me sort of odd. I think you're wonderful. I'm sure it's just because they don't know you well. What about you, though? I would love to know more about you. You prop your chin against your joined hands as you gaze at him with a big smile. Oh, His sentence is interrupted by a yawn. Oh gosh, right. You said you were really tired earlier. I'm sorry. Should let you go home and rest. But I'd love to stay longer. You said it's a date and all. We'll have another time. Hang on. I'll be right back. You hurry out of the kitchen to find a pen and paper. You then return with your number written on it and hand it to Keith. He beams as he takes it. Thank you. This time, he finally gets up to leave for good. The smile never leaves his face. You see him to the door. It's dark out, so be careful. I will. Don't worry. Good night, Lionel. Your gaze stays on the door for a while longer, after he's closed it behind him. Looks like in the end, you still scored a date with the flower boy. A wide grin spreads over your face. You can't wait to see him again. Keith then. Down. One last ending. I know there are so many more routes to this, but I only have time for one last ending, so let's get straight to it, shall we? Okay, so I don't care much for his looks. And I'm gonna get a spider lily. And I'm not gonna bother asking him for his number. He's not really my type, so I know that's a big ass lie, but hey, we got a story to unfold. Alright, I'm not giving you my number, so goodbye. And hello again! There's something different about him this time. Yes, you look very different. Your skin is purple. You look like an Oompa Loompa. Welcome home. You kind of left me without giving me a chance to introduce myself, you know. The name's Tenebris. A pleasure to meet you. Yeah, very nice to meet you. We've done this tango before. Alright, I will let him stay, because why not? You mull this over. Any sane person in this situation will call the cops on this lunatic. Let's see. So what's so great about me that it compels you to break into my apartment? Oh, is this something that I wasn't supposed to do? Sir guessed that he had no idea what he was doing. At least it didn't look like he was playing dumb. And if he was a very good actor. You didn't know you're not supposed to enter other people's homes? I thought it was not a problem if I don't do anything bad. He sighs. I messed up again. Seeing him all sad and guilty gives you a sudden urge to comfort him. Hey, it's okay. I guess you want to murder or rob me. You would have done it by now, so we're cool. You quickly try to make him feel better. Well, to answer your question, I just thought you were really good looking, and then you said I am too, and nobody's ever thought that about me, so I guess I got kinda overexcited. Sorry. This time he's very blunt and isn't the least bit embarrassed by his confession. I like that. You feel your own cheeks grow a little warm. I'm flattered. I do admit, you've left a pretty big impression. I was supposed to not get either one of them. He opens his mouth to say something else, but winces before any sound can come out. Is something wrong? Tenebris holds his head and groans. Sorry, I have to go. He stands up and sloppily makes his way to the window. You stand up as well. Are you sure? Let me help. You can't help. It's fine. It was nice to meet you. Before I can stop him, he jumped out the window. All he can do is stare in shock. You rush over to see if he's okay. You stick your head out the window just in time to spot him running down the street. Bye! Okay, you know what? We're back here. This time, I'm gonna tell him he needs to leave. I'm not gonna call the cops. I'm gonna ask him to leave. This guy's either stupid or not. You decide to take a more gentle approach and ask him to leave nicely. Sorry, but I need to ask you to leave. What? Why? It's really late. I'm tired and it's been a long day. You gave him a smile and hope he'll understand. But hey, you have my number. You can call or text me some other time. Wait, I did not give him my number! Tenebris suddenly looks like a wondered puppy as he scratches the back of his head. You expect him to protest, but he ends up simply nodding and begins to make his way towards the door. He stops beside you for a moment. You won't just ghost me, will you? Cross my heart and hope to die. The squiggly smile is back. He then walks past you and out the front door. You're left staring at it for a few moments. That was weird to say the least. It's probably not the best idea to let this guy off the hook so easily, but something about him fascinates you. You can't bring yourself to report him to the cops. You just let it slide. Just this once. It's still Tenebris, and what do I gotta do to get the safe end? Alright, I'm gonna call the cops. You're not gonna put up with this. There's a limit to how creepy someone can be. You make a bolt for the hallway. Hey, wait! He must not be suspecting you're about to call the cops on him because he's not in a rush to catch you. You grab your coat and phone in a hurry while dialing the emergency number. The calm voice of a woman greets you on the other end of the line. You explain the situation and give her your address as you hurry out of the apartment complex. Tenebris is coming after you, still calling after you to wait and trying to convince you that he doesn't mean any harm. Once inside, you hide around the corner of the building behind the dumpster. This gives you a moment to catch your breath. Your heart is beating rapidly in your chest. He walks around, failing to notice you. Lionel, come on! He's not close enough for you to hear him sigh. Just wanted to talk to you. He continues to walk, getting further away from your hiding spot. You stay put, too afraid to move in case you might give away your position. It doesn't take long until you hear sirens. That's when you see something blue flash past you at an unbelievable speed. It takes a second for you to realize that it was Tenebris. For a moment, all you can do is stare with your mouth agape. Is this guy even human? He was moving so fast, you could barely tell it was him. Was he just ninja running the whole way through? But now that he's gone and the police are here, you come out of your hiding spot to talk to the officers. Sometime later, you're back in your apartment, and the police have promised to try catch the man that broke into your home. At one point, the possibility of him never having meant any harm crosses your mind, but you quickly push it away. It's absurd. You don't sleep very well that night. Safe end. You escape them. Well, honestly, I'd say the first ending we got was the best ending, and this was the bad ending. But hey, I guess that's not what the developer wanted. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope you guys enjoyed this. Let me know if there's any other games you want to try out. And hey, if you want to play this game for yourself, game's in the description below. You can definitely check it out. And hey, tell me all about it, why don't you? And as always, I'll be seeing you in the very near future. This is Lionel, signing out. Ciao.